Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial, I am going to show you just how amazingly easy it is to do glass etching. And I'm going to show you how you can take some super inexpensive glasses and turn them into something fabulous for your kitchen or for gifts. So as you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know that I'm not in my craft room talking to myself. I'd love to know where you're watching from. Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to sprinkle, all that good stuff. Okay, so what we're going to be using today is this. This is glass etching cream from Maker Studio. And when I'm all finished, I'll get links for everyone. Because I think if you don't have any of this stuff, I think you're going to want it, and it's not expensive at all. Okay, so we're going to be using that. We're going to be using an artist brush, also from Maker Studio. And then we're going to be using these two stencils. Okay, this one is called Ferns. Isn't it pretty? I love using an all-over pattern on glass, and I'll show you some examples in just a second. And then we're going to be using this one, which is called Lace. All right, and we're going to start from the very beginning and go to the very end. But before I start on that, actually, let me just show you a couple things that I've done. You can do glass etching on anything that's glass, seriously. And this was something I made last summer or the summer before. It's just one of those apothecary jars. And I etched a big E, whoops, on one side. And on the other side, I etched one of the beautiful birds that Maker Studio has in their stencil collection. I've done hurricane or bell jars before. I could not put my fingers on one. I've done lanterns. I've done all kinds of pitchers to pour like lemonade. I've done all kinds of things. And then I've done a ton of glasses. And I want to show you a couple. Okay, this is one that is actually living in my kitchen and getting used all the time. It can go in the dishwasher, in case you're wondering. Oh, and there's that Stars Party thing again, which I still don't understand. Anyways, okay, so this one I used with their stencil, with the Maker Studio stencil that says, that is a cheetah print. And I did this, and I did a shorter one. And then this one's my favorite, and I have a taller one of this as well, but it's in the dishwasher. This is the Dragonfly Stencil, which I'll show it to you. Can you see how amazing that is? I just love the idea, and it's got all these beautiful flowers on it, the idea of having it all over glass etching. And then this is one that I did that says something, and it says, "She is strong." I don't know if you'll be able to see that. There you go, now you can see it. She is strong. And it has these adorable little flowers at the top. So you could do phrases, they have Bible verses, they have all kinds of great things. Okay, so let me just show you a couple. This was the Cheetah stencil that they have, and I'll get you guys a link to their stencil selection so you can go take a peek, because they have 6 pages, 6 or 7 pages now. This is the Dragonfly Stencil. Oh my gosh, and last spring and summer, this thing was sold out. So if you like this one, grab it before we get to spring and summer. This is a pretty one. It's called Paisley. Okay. This is kind of a cool one that is called Roots. And it has these cool designs. And then at the bottom it says, "Root for me, I wet my plants, and I will survive." And it's meant for you to use this on a plant container, but you could also do glass etching with it. This one is called Chagrin, something like that. That I think would be super cool. This is a beautiful stencil. I have used this a few times. and that's why it looks kind of yucky, but it's roses, and then it has all this script behind it. I'm going to get to the project really soon, so stay with me. And you're going to just be blown away by how easy it is. This is a pretty one that's Parisian script. This is a pretty one that's called Moroccan Influence. This is a similar to the Parisian script, but this is all faith words. So I think those would be awesome. And they have a million more. But also I wanted to show you these because I think these would be super cool to etch glass with. This is called Forest. Okay, and I am loving the mushroom. I am loving this Scandinavian looking, I can't tell for sure if that's a bunny or a deer. Love the fox, love this little topiary. This one's called Forest, and I love this one too. This one is called Woodland Creatures. It's got some awesome, it's got an awesome owl on it. It's got a great bird, and then a lot of really fun little plants, more mushrooms, stuff. But we're not going to use those today. Today we're going to use lace, and we're going to use this fern, which I have not used it yet, so this will be the first time. Let's do this one first. And I have 2 tall glasses over here, just waiting for their makeover. I'm going to do my usual thing and label the back. With a Sharpie marker. And what I want to say before we get started, these are the glasses, is that these gray stencils are awesome, awesome, awesome. They are not as sticky as the green ones, so you don't need to fuss these before you use them. And this one, it seems to me you could use it any direction you like because it's kind of a it seems like a multi-directional stencil. So I'm going to remove it. I'm going to even show you guys how to clean these. Not the stencils, the glasses. Okay, so my glasses are clean. And I'm going to just see if this could work. I'm not sure if this is big enough to go all the way around. Yes, it is. Okay. So when you're picking your glasses, you want to aim for something that is as much straight as possible because you're going to be laying a stencil on it, and when they're curved, it's hard to get the stencil to lay down completely flat. And yeah, that is important. And what you want to do, let's see, I'm going to start down here. I'm going to start right here. Is you want the you want to lay your stencil down and press it down like I've got right here. Okay, and then I'm going to slowly take it across my glass. This glass that I'm working on right here has a very, very subtle shape. I don't know how to describe that. So I'm just going to keep fiddling until I can get it to lay down completely smooth because we don't want any of the glass etching cream to go on the glass underneath the stencil. Okay, and then I'm going to wrap this around. And I'm going to have one little teeny area right here that doesn't have a stencil on it, but that's going to disappear. You'll never even see it. Okay, so the stencil's on, and this is the etching cream from Maker Studio. One of these bottles lasts forever. We did etched glasses, etched champagne glasses and etched beer bags for my son's wedding, for all the bridesmaids and I think it was the groomsmen and for family members, and I used one bottle to do all of it. So, I mean, you can see. And I shook it up before I got started, and I'm going to need a paper plate. Grab one. And I'm just putting a clump of it on my brush, and I'm holding my glass like this, and I'm going to just cover the entire surface surface, excuse me. Okay, and you want to try not to get it on your fingers, but if you do, you can just rinse them off. Like I just got some on my finger, so as soon as I'm done applying this on my glass, I will just dip my fingers in the water and it will be a-okay. This is not, it has no odor, in case you're thinking, well, does it smell strong? Nope, it has no odor whatsoever. It's perfectly fine to do this indoors. It's glass etching cream, and so don't eat it. And don't put a big clump of it on your fingers. But it's not hazardous. I've used this so much over the years. And the glasses, let's see what you guys are saying. Hi Terry, hey Jean. The glasses that I'm using for this project right here to go along with other ones that I have in my kitchen, these came from Target a while ago. And Target has since not sold this very same straight up and down glass. So you might look on Amazon, you might look at Walmart, you might look at IKEA. They have great stuff that would work for this. You just want to pick some glasses that are as straight up and down as possible and that don't have a curve, if possible. If they do have a curve, that doesn't mean that you can't stencil them, but it means that you probably want to use a smaller stencil. To turn my hand so that I can see all the way around. And I got a little bit on my fingers, which is no big deal. I'll rinse that off in just a minute. I'm going to try not to get big globs of this etching cream on this little area right here that doesn't have a stencil. Laying on it, I'll show you that in just a second. And I'm putting it on pretty thick. I'm brushing it in. Let's do this part, and then I'll hold it up and show you. This is going to be so pretty. And these all over patterns, like this one, it's ferns. They are super forgiving because they're busy. So if you do have an area where your stencil wasn't completely laid down or that you just missed altogether, you didn't put any etching cream on it, you're really not going to notice because and I'll show you an example of that on one of these projects that I've done, because your pattern is busy. Oops. I wanted to get this first one going before I talk too much. Okay, so the whole thing is covered with a, pretty thick coat. And I've done some brushing with my artist brush. And this is what it looks like. So I'm going to set it down and I'm going to put my fingers in my water and just rinse those off. This little blob. So, okay, so when you're using etching cream, what it is going to do is it is going to actually eat the surface of your glass. It's etching it, just like real etching that you could pay a professional person to do. But you can do it yourself for hardly any money, and you can totally customize things. So once your glass is etched, like this or this, if it was dishwasher safe before, it's still dishwasher safe. I would not put a glass like this in the oven for any reason, but it's still going to be dishwasher safe. And I think this was the glass that I wanted to show you. Yeah, it was. Okay, so when I did this, right here, you can see that I missed this whole area right there. I don't know why, but the whole glass is so busy with all these flowers and dragonflies that you would never even notice it. So when you use a smaller stencil or a more concentrated, like small one, and Maker Studio does have some really cute Bible verse ones, then it'll go on quicker, and you do want to be more precise with that. Okay, so here's the lace. Let's move this guy. Let's move him over here. And let me get my other glass out. Here we go. I'm just trying to decide which way do I want to do this. I think I'm going to do it like this. Look how pretty this stencil is. I cannot wait to see it etched. And when I bought these glasses at Target, it was last summer, I think, they were about $1 a piece. You could look at Dollar Tree, anywhere that you get glass, and it doesn't have to be a super high quality glass either. Okay, just looking to see if I have it pressed down good most places, and I think I feel a little bubble right there, but let's pull it just a little bit tighter. Okay, so I'm going to stick my hand in here. We'll etch this one, and then we'll come back and I'm going to show you how to clean the one that we just did. So start thinking you can etch with any stencil. That's one of the cool things about this stuff. And this is what it looks like. I recommend this brand. I seriously recommend that brand. And I can get you a link if you're interested. I mean, it's like, I don't remember what that is, $13, $14. And like I said at the beginning of this video, it lasts forever. What was the question? Now I've completely forgotten. Can you etch? You can etch any kind of glass, even colored glass. Don't etch a family heirloom. You can also etch on mirrors. I would practice on a mirror from a thrift shop or something first. I would not probably be brave enough to etch my bathroom mirror or anything, because if you mess it up, it's going to be significant. But oh, I remember. Okay, so you can use any kind of stencil that you would like. They're going to need to be these mesh adhesive style though, because the old-fashioned ones from the 1980s that are that thick plastic, those don't stick, and they're also not super detailed. So I don't think those would work. But any brand of mesh adhesive stencil, this stuff is not going to hurt your stencil at all. In fact, what I have found is just the opposite. Like if I had a stencil that was kind of gunked up, using the etching cream and then cleaning it thoroughly seemed to me to actually help the surface of my stencil. But it's strong enough to etch glass, and not so strong that it's going to kill you or have a toxic fume or smell. And if you get a teeny bit of it on your hand, it's not going to be a huge problem. Don't eat it. That's the lawyer in me telling you all those warnings, which smart people already know all that stuff. But anyways, yeah, don't eat it. It probably doesn't taste good, and I'm sure it's not good for you, but it won't kill you. Okay, we're getting here. This stencil is very detailed, and this is going to be beautiful. Pull it up just a little bit. Just my hand. I know this is boring to watch this part, I'm sorry, but we're almost there, so stay with me. Okay, so let me tell you this, because this is a question or a comment actually that whenever I do glass etching, I get a lot. People will pull their stencil up and they'll see what looks like a white design, and because the cream is white. And then when they wash it, they're like, where did my etched glass go? Because when you wash it, you're removing the cream. But as soon as you get your project dry, you'll be able to see the etching. And typically, I'm about done talking. Okay, typically you want to leave the etching cream on for about 5 minutes. Or longer if you want, but probably about 5 minutes is the right amount of time. So here's what it looks like. Okay, and I am just going to clean this first one in my yucky tub of water with a paper towel so I can throw it away. And then hopefully I have some other paper towels in here that I can dry it with. And I'll come back and clean the stencils later. Okay, so this one has been sitting for a while, I think long enough. And I'm going to take my stencil off. Carefully. I'll pick this up in just a second and show you. I'm just going to lay it down right here. This can sit on your stencil for a few minutes until you're ready to wash it off. Okay, so can you see where the white cream is? That is what is etching the glass. And I think we're probably good. Okay, so now I'm just going to put it, I would normally do this in my kitchen sink. I'm just putting it in the water, and I'm basically just going to rub the cream off with my paper towel. Yep. Just making sure. Now before I actually drank out of it, I would either run it through my dishwasher or just hand wash it with dish soap. Because when you wash it off this way, you might get a little bit of the etching cream residue, just a teeny bit on the inside of the glass. And I don't think that would be good to drink, but look how beautiful that is. And you can see that it's just completely simple. Easy, easy, easy. And when you have a glass or glasses that are super affordable to start out with, like how cute would it be to make a whole set of different sizes of these dragonflies or any of these other stencils that I showed you, or the ferns or this lace. Like I had 2 pieces here that both have the Maker Studio Cheetah print on it. Let me see what questions I have here. And I'm going to wash this other one in just a second. Wow, look at all those stars. Thank you guys so much. And yes, several people commented that it looks like I got a haircut. Yes, I did. And you know what? I'm back to being a natural blonde with no gray hair, or with less gray hair. And I got quite a bit of it chopped off this morning. So, okay, so I think let's go for it and see what this looks like. You don't want to put, while this is still cooking, I'm just going to lay this right here. While it's still on here cooking, you don't want to like put your finger in it. This will really disappear, that line, once the whole thing is etched. So let's see if it's been going long enough. Just putting it back in the tub, and I'm going to use this. I wouldn't use my regular kitchen sponge to clean Etching Cream off, because you want to use your regular kitchen sponge for a lot of other things. That's why I use paper towels that you can throw away. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully we left this on long enough. We'll see. If not, I'll just do it again. I'm seeing something. Can't tell. Yes, we did. Oh my gosh. Okay. Get this out of the way. So this is a great project to do with thrift store finds, with glass from the Dollar Tree, with any kind of affordable glass. And you can buy beautiful glass pieces at the thrift stores that, that you could etch and make them something really fabulous. This is so pretty. And I know it's hard for you to see it on the video. Let me try turning off the light on my ring light thing, and see if that makes it any easier to see. Oh yeah, you can see better. Those are the two that we just did. Aren't they pretty? Can you mix it with paint? No. I am not aware of any way to make glass etching be colored. Because basically what this is doing is it is scratching the surface of your glass. It's not painting it. And I like mixing and matching, so I have multiples of these kind of things in my kitchen that that we just use. We don't worry about having everything be coordinated. You see that one at all? She is strong is what that says, and it has these darling flowers on it. So I want to invite you to hop over to my Maker Studio page, my website. I'll provide the links, and take a look at this glass etching. It's really affordable, and one little thing of it will go a long, long ways. Look at their artist brush. It's $1.99. It's with the right firmness. And then look at some of the awesome variety of different stencils they have. They have 6 or 7 pages of them. All different themes. Some of them are all over patterns, all kind of things. Okay, let's see, I saw a question. What was it? Do you clean the stencil any different? Nope. In fact, let me throw these in my tub right now. Take the paper towel out. Nope, I would just soak them until I could get to the kitchen sink. Here, let me say that facing the right way. I just put them in face down in the tub, and I would soak them in water until I could get to my kitchen sink to spray it, and then I'll lay my stencil with the sticky side up on the counter to dry. It's the same no matter what the brand is of adhesive mesh stencil, whether it's this one or the other company that I work with a lot. It's the same process. You just spray it. You can use a kitchen sponge if you need to, and then lay your stencils out on the counter to dry and put them back on the backing sheet, which I label all of them no matter which company, what they are, so I know which side to put it back on, and it's easy peasy. These make great gifts. Renee says these make the best gifts. She says she made a few of these a few years ago. I like them seasonally too. Like, I'm gonna probably do a whole bunch more of the Dragonfly for my house. I'm just looking for it for spring and summer, because this is like one of my favorite stencils. Look how amazing that is. And it's big. But you can make holiday themed, you can make Christian themed. And the reason why I like these 2 sizes of glasses, this is great for a soda, a glass of milk, anything. This is great for I use these the most for a glass of water, to take my vitamins, for anything I might be drinking during the day, for a glass of wine if I want to have one of those. You can make, we don't usually do mixed drinks around here because we're not sophisticated like that, but you could use these for mixed drinks. They're good for little people because they're not super huge. These are good for little people too. So, can you use chalk paste on those stencils? Yes! You can use chalk paste on these stencils. You can also, this company also has something called gel art ink, which is a kind of ink that you can use on fabric. I don't recommend using paint of any kind, actual paint, on mesh stencils because it dries so quickly and it can clog all the amazing detail, the holes in your stencil. So don't use chalk paint, acrylic paint, craft paint, latex paint, any kind of paint on your stencils, no matter what brand they are. You can use chalk paste because chalk paste is not chalk paint. And you can use inks and etching cream and all kinds of fun things. Let's see. I saw another question. Where did I find these glasses? Okay, I got these at Target. I don't know if every Target across the United States is the same or not. I bought them last year and they were around $1 a piece. So they were, and these were nicer than what I could find at Dollar Tree. But you can get, and you want your glasses to be as straight as possible, not curved. You can get glasses like this at thrift stores, garage sales, at Walmart, Target, Bed Bath & Beyond, any kind of place that's gonna have kitchen stuff. And then you can do glass pitchers, you can do things, in case you missed this at the beginning, you can do things like this. This is one of those, what do they call these? Apothecary jar that I put the bee on one side and I put the bird on the other. And I love to decorate with stuff like that. Let's see. So I think that answered the question about where the glasses came from. Okay, here's a good one. Is there a high odor with the chemical? No, absolutely not. There is no odor whatsoever from this. There's no smell, there's no fumes, there's nothing. It smells like nothing. And I don't know if that's the case with other glass etching creams. Oops. But this stuff, I'm in my craft room with the door closed and I still can't smell anything. And I think it's just fine to wash things out in your sink and have the residue go down your septic tank or your sewer system. I think that's just fine. Okay, everything that I've been talking about, all of these stencils and the etching cream and the brush are from Maker Studio, and I will get you a link because if you're gonna shop, I would love for you to shop through my link. And I earn a small percentage of the sales that come in through that, and that is part of how I pay myself to keep crafting every day. So anyways, yeah, I'd appreciate it if you're gonna if you look through my link, and if you decide to purchase, if you purchase through my link. Okay, it's not gonna be super obvious that it's mine. It doesn't say anywhere on there Hiedi Scott, though, just to let you know in advance. But as long as you click it to go into the website, then it's somehow in cyberspace connected to me. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you. I hope you saw how super easy it was. I would love for you to do this, or say something in the comments if you want to see this other stuff that I have coming up this week. And I have lots more good stuff, more good craft projects. Take 2 seconds to see if you've liked and followed this page. Feel free to sprinkle. That is the ¡1 thing, surprisingly, that you can do to help me grow my business, is to sprinkle any of the videos that I do to your social media. Look at all those hearts and thumbs, awesome. And say link if you want a link, and I'll send you a link to the page that has all the stencils. I'll send you a link directly to the page that has Etching Cream, and I'll send you a link directly to the page that has these really nice artist brushes that last forever. I'll get you direct links. So let's see, is there anything else? Okay, we might have somebody on here that's asking inappropriate questions like whether I'm married or not. Yes, I am. I have 2 children, 2 grown children, 2 very tall and strong boys, and I've been married for not quite 30 years. So, and my husband's a big, strong guy. Okay, you guys are funny. Could you do a large window? Yes, you absolutely could, and I think it would be beautiful. Barbara, I'll get you the link as soon as I hop off. You know, somebody was saying that they love this big jar. I love it too. This is the kind of thing exactly that you can find at thrift stores, like at Goodwill and at garage sales for $5 or so. Which if you went to try to buy something like this at Target, for example, it would be at least $40. So check around at your thrift stores. Can you use colors? There's no colored etching glass cream. You could paint these with, well, you could put some chalk paste or gel art ink on them, or even ceramic paint, but it's not going to etch the glass. And I think you'd have a hard time heat setting it because this will not wash off. And this can go in the microwave. Well, not in the microwave. This can go in the dishwasher. But a paint, the second you put it in water, it's going to all come off. Okay, I think I answered that question. And Penny, I'll get you a link. You guys need to look at their stencils too. Oh my goodness. They have a ton. Their stencils are all gray. Okay. And you do not fuzz their stencils from Maker Studio. Beth, I'll get you a link. And Renee, I will get you a link too. I'm going to go sit down in my comfy chair and read everything that you guys have said. Thank you so much for the stars. I so appreciate that. That's so super kind of you. And I think I'll get pictures if I can figure out a way to really capture that. But let me know if you have questions. Sprinkle, sprinkle, use my link. Do a this, or say something. And that's basically all I want to say to you right now. But thank you for joining me. And I hope to see you tomorrow for, I don't know what we'll be doing, but I do seriously have like multiple things in process. We'll do something fun and something different. I like to mix things up. So I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.